Hello there, Spartans and Marines. This is it. I couldn't wait any longer. I've got probably about 6 other sets that I could be building, but I couldn't wait any longer. This is the Forward Unto Dawn. The amount of pieces, over 2,800 pieces to build this guy, is going to be just an awesome length of time spent constructing the Forward Unto Dawn. You can see here that it breaks away, but some of the top panels come off so that you can see down inside the compartment, and that's what the inside of the compartment looks like. You can see some weapon cache, some workstations, and then one of the nice functions of this is it comes with another one of the cryo bays, but this base right here will light up Cortana. So 3 interior compartments all together. You can see another view of the cache there, and then a total of 5 characters. So a lot of good building fun, I'm sure, from this set. Looking forward to it. Alright, let's do an unboxing. And here it is, the Mega Bloks Halo Signature Series UNSC Forward Unto Dawn, 2,877 pieces, fully constructed. This is as epic and legendary as the Halo game itself. Mega Bloks has outdone themselves and made a model that any constructor can be proud to put their time into. Total I spent on this was about 7 hours. There's 4 sections total. I probably put in about an hour, 20, hour and 30 minutes per section. So the build itself has a lot of details. You can see the size comparison with the Master Chief figure there right by the plaque. The plaque says the Forward Unto Dawn FFG 201. We'll get a closer look at that. You can see the overall superstructure there in the center. You can see the pylons on the left and right. You can see the Forward Unto Dawn, which is a non-sticker piece. It's actually a piece that has the text printed right onto the block. A lot of details have gone into making this set epic. You can see that the model itself matches the Forward Unto Dawn model from Halo 4. 343 went ahead and took the Forward Unto Dawn from the Bungie games, remodeled it for this new generation of game, and you can see the model matches very, very closely to the in-game model. We'll get a little closer here very shortly to show you the inside compartments. It has a total of 4 internal compartments that will take those upper panels off of there so that you guys can see inside and see some of the details that go into that. And we'll get even closer with this entire model itself. This is just a quick pan so that you guys can see the overall size of this guy and the amount of pieces that went into this. Over 2,800 pieces to make this thing as detailed as it possibly could be. And if Mega Bloks is doing this good a job with the Forward Unto Dawn, I'm really looking forward to, hopefully they'll get some Covenant. It would be awesome if they could get some of those larger Covenant vessels as a model. I mean, could you imagine just having one of those to build and sit right alongside this guy? You can see the 3 engines in the back, but really massive. The largest of the currently available Mega Bloks Halo series. So let's take a closer look at each of the details of the Forward Unto Dawn, give you a closer look at those internal compartments. Alright, so we talked before about the interior compartments of this model. There's actually a total of 3. I said 4 before, but there are 3 compartments that you will get a closer look at for this model. All right, and here we got a little bit closer look of some of the compartments of the UNSC forward unto dawn. This is the cryo chamber. You got a cryo bay there. Master Chief. See the inside of his compartment there. See Master Chief getting ready to be defrosted by Cortana. And you can see some of the differences there from the original cryo bay set. The screen there, the glass is actually frosted. And Cortana, she actually lights up. Alright, and then some of the other interior compartments, you can see a control station. I've got one of the technicians in there. I've got the captain there on the other side at one of the control stations. And then the armory is the actual compartment number 3, which is there. And again, each one of these panels easily go back on. And you can take those things off at any time that you wanted to. So that forward part there is sections 3 and 4. Here we've got section 2. And then all the way astern is the cryo bay. And all the way to the stern is section 1 with the superstructure. Alright, so section 3, this is section 1 of the construction manual. Take off the superstructure, you can see just how easily that compartment comes off. And see Master Chief there with Cortana up here, kind of illuminate her. And again, this is the same Cortana and the same cryo chamber from the UNSC cryo base set. Cortana's model is the exact same. The only difference is this base here has a battery in it, which actually allows her to illuminate. And she looks a lot better in the dark. And then the Master Chief, the cryo bay, that does open. You can see the Master Chief on the inside there. Really nice details. The only difference is if I can tilt this, you can see that the cryo bay actually lays a lot flatter than what I would expect for the cryo bay itself, because I know that that thing stands up much more at a 45-degree angle, even a 30-degree angle in the game. So it has to lay down that much, I'm sure. Otherwise, they probably would have had to make this this UNSC Forward Unto Dawn twice the size, which I wouldn't have mattered or cared about. But you can kind of see some of the things they had to change there. But again, it's just a nice detail, kind of show you where the cryo bay is at. All right, let me show you the engines. You got the blue accent there. So really nice details there. All right, so that is section 1. Easily put back the top portion of it. Put these panels down. Got nice turrets, just like the game model. All right, so this is section 2. Section 2 includes another of the 3 compartments. Here I've got one of the UNSC technicians with the UNSC captain. Again, control surfaces. See some nice details there. And again, some nice details inside there. Again, with 2,877 pieces, they're going to have a lot of room for giving us details, so I'm glad that they went ahead and did that. And the compartment goes back on nicely, nice and easy. Alright, and then finally, let's look at the final section. Alright, this is the 3rd compartment. This is the armory. See some weapons on the inside there. Weapons here on the other side. And again, some grenades and other things on the inside there. Alright, so this is actually where the UNSC Forward Unto Dawn breaks apart. And again, just kind of jostle that thing out. Two sections come apart. And then let's take a closer look at that thing a little bit closer. And again, goes right back together. And that compartment goes back on there. Alright, let's take a closer look at the separation. Alright, so as I'm sure you are all aware, the UNSC Forward Unto Dawn came to a certain point in Halo 3 that caused it to separate. And then you transition into Halo 4 and you'll actually see the Forward Unto Dawn separated. So the forward section returned to Earth and the aft section went to the Requiem. So there you see the separation. Kind of see some of the details there. Again, this is the section that you see in the Halo 4 opening sequence, and this is the section that went back to Earth. You imagine the Forward Unto Dawn floating towards you in space. That's pretty much what it would have looked like. But nice details there. Again, the breakup here we'll get a little bit closer at. You can see some of the breakup details. Again, the one thing that I've changed with this are these tubings actually in the build are free at one end and connected at the other. But if you try to put the two sections back together, you actually have to remove these tubings. So I've gone ahead and connected both ends of the tubings and tucked them in underneath some other pieces to hold them in nice and tight. So that way I do not have to remove them. So it comes with this piece here, which actually moves up and down to be moved out of the way in case you want to connect those two sections together again. But again, that gets in the way, so you have to move it out of the way to put the sections back together, and you have to install it. But that's more of the epic reveal trailer for Halo 4, where Master Chief is holding on to the forward part of the aft section that broke away and is streaming towards the camera. But that's what they're trying to accomplish there. You can see a lot of the good details now that we're a little bit closer, and you can see the superstructure here with some of the antennas, which is really nice. And you take a closer look at the back part of the UNSC Forward Unto Dawn, the engine, the three engines, the pylons. Everything's nice and detailed, right where you would expect it to be. And you can see the launching bay kind of gets into the hangar. These turrets all move, they move up and down. Some nice details there. And again, a lot of those pieces, they talked about 2,877 pieces. It's just a lot of these small little pieces that give it these details that make it really nice. I mean, you can see all the way through the Forward Unto Dawn there. So there's so many pieces in there and so much detail. And if we take a look at some of these antennas, and a lot went into just putting the nose of this thing together. But like I said, it was a pleasure building this thing. It was a lot of fun. The Truth and Reconciliation model, please. They've done such a good job with the Forward Unto Dawn. I'm sure they could do a Covenant supercarrier very well. I would really like to see one of those. But again, the sides are identical, so it's very symmetrical. So this port side looks the exact same side as the starboard side. All right, a closer look at the characters. We'll start with the Covenant Elite Zealot, one of the elites that you meet on the Forward Unto Dawn. Again, with these higher price sets and with the individual character sets, you do get what you pay for. There's a little bit more details, but I was surprised in the fact that this rifle, a plasma rifle, is not painted and detailed.
which some of the other weapons, especially the one that the Master Chief holds, is nicely painted, nicely detailed. But they didn't seem to go ahead and do that with this, so a little disappointed in some of the weapons not being as detailed as they could have been, especially with the high price that they asked for this set. But again, nice details in the figure, but they didn't kind of extend that courtesy to the weapons. That is the Covenant Elite Zealot. Alright, so the UNSC officer, I was calling him Captain Keyes, but it doesn't actually say that on the back of the box. It's just a UNSC officer. Again, nice details there in his cover, in his uniform, multiple colors there. Kind of the pleats. And his waist piece there, really nice. Again, as fully articulated as any of the other figures. Alright, so this is the UNSC technician we know and love that sit around consoles and make sure the ship works. This is the red shirt of science fiction, expendable, yet motivated and ready to go to war. Again, another nice mold, nice details there. He has hair. Thanks for the hair. But that is the UNSC technician. Nice to meet you. Alright, and then we have Master Chief here. This Master Chief is a lot more glossy. This guy has a new coat of paint. Cortana had time to upgrade his firmware and to upgrade some of his capabilities, like an installed jetpack. But he's a lot more glossy than any of the other Master Chiefs. The Master Chief that came with the UNSC Cryo Bay was not this shiny, and he didn't have some of the details that this guy has. But I would expect that with this set. And again, this is the weapon that I'm talking about. His weapon is nice and detailed. It's got a green paint job there to match his Spartan armor. A little bit of chrome there for the hand grip. But again, they didn't do that with some of the other weapons, and a little disappointed in that, but hey, what can you do? The main build is the UNSC Forward Unto Dawn. The characters are just a bonus. Thanks, Master Chief. Alright, and then finally Cortana. She does not look bad by herself, even without being lit up. But as we saw before, when she lights up, it does give sort of a nice effect there. But again, it's not just a blue blob. She has curves where needed, and the figure itself looks really nice once it's lit up. And that is UNSC AI Cortana. Alright, so here you can see some of the stickers that go on to the Forward Unto Dawn via the construction manual. But as you guys know, I've mentioned before, a lot of these stickers overlap pieces, and if I want to disassemble and use the pieces to build my own sets or rebuild the entire set itself, the stickers pretty much go away. So I'm not going to put these stickers on. I think the set itself kind of speaks for what it is. The Forward Unto Dawn. This piece right here, the Forward Unto Dawn, is actually stamped right onto it, so that is not a sticker. So I appreciate Mega Bloks doing that. I wish they'd do that for all their sets. Just print it right onto the set. The perfectly balanced UNSC
forward unto dawn. Okay, I'm going to do something here that very few model previews do. I'm going to show you the bottom of the UNSC forward unto dawn. This thing is pretty heavy. I'd probably say it's good 5-10 pounds. It's at least 5 pounds, but there you go. I mean, you don't see that very often, the bottom of the UNSC forward unto dawn. But there you go, because I care, and because the forward unto dawn cares. It's at least 5 pounds. Alright guys, so you've seen the epic build, 2,877 pieces. What am I left over with? I had enough left over to construct this. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the mini UNSC forward unto dawn. You can see his big brother there in the background. I think I got some fairly decent details there. I even have the hangar bay, but I don't know. I had to make do with what I had. I mean, I even have the 3 engines in the background. That's a mini version of the forward unto dawn, and that's just with leftover pieces. So you can actually make 2 UNSC forward unto dawns for the price of 1. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the build, live the build. Alright guys, so that was my look at the Mega Bloks Halo Signature Series Forward Unto Dawn. 2,877 pieces was an epic build that matches up with some of the things that we have seen and come to expect from the Halo franchise. Good job, Mega Bloks. Good job, 343, for redesigning the Forward Unto Dawn to what it is that we know today. I really appreciate you guys watching all these videos. Please leave comments. Please like the video, and I'll just keep making them until they stop putting out these construction sets. All right, catch you on the next build.